kind nurse helps terminally ill patient fulfill last wish. The outcome is unbelievable and changes their lives in ways they never imagined. Livia Hartman walked through the dimly lit halls of the palliative care unit, her heart heavy with the weight of her daily responsibilities. The soft beeping of machines and the faint sound of distant conversations filled the air, creating a backdrop of solemnity. Each day blended into the next, and Livia often wondered how she could bring a spark of joy to the lives around her. What could she do to make a difference? As she turned a corner, she noticed a vibrant painting hanging on the wall. It caught her eye, bright colors swirling together in a dance of emotion. Intrigued, Livia stepped closer and was soon greeted by the artist herself. Eleanor, a 72-year-old woman with wispy silver hair and bright blue eyes, sat in a chair nearby. Despite her frail appearance, there was a fire in her spirit that shone through. "Isn't it beautiful?" Eleanor asked, gesturing to her work. "I painted it from the memory of the sunrise over the mountains." Livia smiled, captivated by Eleanor's passion. "It really is. You have a gift." Eleanor's eyes sparkled with delight. "Thank you, dear. Art has always been my way of expressing the beauty I see in the world. Even now, with my diagnosis, I refuse to let it dim my spirit." Curiosity ignited within Livia. "If you don't mind me asking, what is your dream? What have you always wanted to see or do?" Eleanor's expression shifted, a wistful smile playing at her lips. "Ah, the Northern Lights. I have always dreamed of witnessing them. Can you imagine? The sky painted in green and purple, dancing like a curtain of silk." Livia felt a pang in her heart at Eleanor's words. "That sounds incredible. Have you ever thought about going?" Eleanor sighed, her gaze drifting to the window where the gray sky loomed. "With my condition, it feels like a distant fantasy. But I still carry that dream with me, like a flicker of light in the dark." Livia's mind raced. She thought of her own unfulfilled dreams, the places she had longed to visit but never had the courage to pursue. What if you could see them? What if there was a way? Eleanor turned to Livia, her eyes wide with hope. "You really think so? It feels impossible." "Nothing is impossible," Livia replied, her voice firm. "You deserve to see the beauty you've always dreamed of." As Eleanor spoke of her art and the profound emotions behind each piece, Livia felt an overwhelming urge to help this remarkable woman achieve her last wish. The seed of a transformative journey began to take root in her heart. She listened intently, absorbing every story Eleanor shared, feeling the weight of her own responsibilities shift slightly as hope seeped in. "Why do you want to help me?" Eleanor asked, her brow furrowed with curiosity. "You barely know me." Livia paused, searching for the right words. "I guess I see a part of myself in you. Your dreams remind me of mine. I want to help you chase that light before it's too late." Eleanor smiled softly, and for a moment, the heaviness in the air lifted. "Then let's chase that light together." A sense of purpose filled Livia. She felt as though she had found a new mission, something beyond her daily tasks. The thought of helping Eleanor experience the Northern Lights felt like a calling, a chance to create memories that would last forever. As their conversation continued, Livia felt the weight of her responsibilities lift, replaced by the warmth of connection. In that small room filled with art and stories, a bond began to form, igniting a spark that promised to change both their lives forever. Would Livia find a way to make Eleanor's dream a reality? What challenges lay ahead on this unexpected journey? The answers were yet to unfold, but one thing was clear: their lives were intertwined, and the adventure was just beginning. Livia Hartman sat at her small desk in the quiet of her apartment, the faint glow of her laptop illuminating the room. She took a deep breath, the weight of her promise to Eleanor pressing heavily on her heart. The vibrant artist's dream of seeing the Northern Lights echoed in her mind. Livia wanted to make that dream come true, but the reality of the situation was daunting. She began to type, searching for information on trips to see the aurora borealis. Websites filled with pictures of green and purple lights danced across her screen. However, as she read through the details, Livia's excitement faded. "Costs start at $2,000, she murmured to herself, her brow furrowing. "How can I afford this?" Livia leaned back in her chair, staring at the ceiling. She thought about her family. Their financial situation had always been tight, and dipping into her savings could put a strain on them. "What if something goes wrong?" she whispered, feeling the conflict rise within her. She wanted to help Eleanor, but she also needed to think about her own family. The next day, Livia decided to discuss her thoughts with her partner, Tom. They often spoke about their goals and dreams, so Livia hoped he would understand. They sat at the kitchen table, the smell of coffee filling the air. "Tom, I want to talk about Eleanor," Livia began, her voice steady but soft. "I'm trying to find a way to help her see the northern lights." Tom looked at her, his expression turning serious. "That sounds wonderful, Livia, but have you thought about the costs? What if you use your savings and something happens?" "I know," Livia replied, her heart racing. "But this is important to her. She deserves to see something beautiful before it's too late." "Of course she does," Tom said, his tone gentle. "But we have to think about our future too. What if you can't pay for something we need later?" Livia felt a knot form in her stomach. She wanted to help Eleanor, but she didn't want to put her family at risk. "I just feel like I have to do something," she admitted, her voice trembling. She has so little time left. Tom reached across the table, taking her hand. "You have a big heart, Livia, but maybe there's another way to help her without putting us in a difficult spot." Livia nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. "What if I start a crowdfunding campaign?" she suggested suddenly. "Maybe the community will rally around her wish. People love stories like Eleanor's." Tom raised an eyebrow, considering her idea. "You think people will support it?" "Why wouldn't they? Eleanor is so full of life, even now, if they hear her story." Livia's voice trailed off, her excitement growing. "They might want to help her too." "Okay," Tom said with a nod. "If you believe in it, then go for it. Just be ready for whatever happens next." With renewed determination, Livia spent the next few days preparing for the campaign. She gathered photos of Eleanor, capturing her vibrant spirit. She wrote about Eleanor's art, her dreams, and the beauty she wanted to see. Each word felt like a step closer to making the dream a reality. On the day she launched the campaign, Livia felt a mix of excitement and fear. She shared the link on social media, and within hours, messages of support began pouring in. Friends and strangers alike shared Eleanor's story, and donations started to trickle in. "This is amazing," Livia exclaimed one evening, as she updated Eleanor on the progress. "People are really responding. They want to help you see the lights." Eleanor's eyes sparkled with hope. "I can't believe it, Livia. It feels like a dream." Livia smiled, feeling a warmth spread through her. "It's happening, Eleanor. We're going to make this happen, together." As the days passed, the campaign continued to grow, but Livia also faced doubts. Some people questioned her intentions, wondering if she was taking advantage of Eleanor's situation. In a moment of uncertainty, she confided in Eleanor. "What if they think I'm exploiting you?" she asked, her voice shaky. Eleanor shook her head, her expression firm. "Livia, you are giving me hope. You are helping me chase a dream. Don't let anyone take that away from us." Reassured by Eleanor's words, Livia felt a sense of purpose ignite within her. She decided to face the criticism head-on and keep pushing forward, determined to fulfill Eleanor's wish. The journey was just beginning, and Livia knew they were in it together. As the crowdfunding campaign began to gain traction, Livia found herself spending more time with Eleanor. Their conversations grew deeper, revealing layers of their lives that had remained hidden. They talked not just about dreams, but also about fears and regrets. One afternoon, while sitting in Eleanor's room, Livia noticed the way the sunlight filtered through the curtains, casting a warm glow on Eleanor's face. "You know, Livia," Eleanor began, her voice soft yet vibrant, "when I think about my mother, I remember how she always encouraged me to paint. She believed that art could express what words could not." Livia leaned in, intrigued. "What happened after she passed?" she asked gently. Eleanor sighed, her gaze drifting to the window. "It was like losing a part of myself. I poured my grief into my art. But even through the pain, I wanted my work to celebrate beauty. That's why seeing the aurora means so much to me. It represents freedom and the beauty I long to embrace again." Livia felt a knot tightening in her chest. She understood that Eleanor's art was not just a hobby, it was a lifeline. "Your art is beautiful, Eleanor. It tells a story of hope," she said, her voice sincere. Eleanor smiled, her eyes sparkling with gratitude. "Thank you, dear. But what about you? What do you dream about?" Livia paused, reflection washing over her. "I always wanted to travel the world, to see places beyond this hospital and experience different cultures. But life, well, it got busy. I focused on my job and my family." Eleanor reached out, placing a hand on Livia's. "It's never too late to chase your dreams. You should think about what you want too." As Livia absorbed Eleanor's words, she felt a surge of determination. The bond between them was growing stronger, and with it came a sense of purpose. They were not just two women from different worlds. They were allies in a shared journey. Days turned into weeks as the crowdfunding campaign continued to unfold. Livia managed the online platform, sharing Eleanor's story with the community. The response was heartwarming. Friends, neighbors, and even strangers began to contribute, each donation a testament to the power of hope. One evening, as they sat together, Eleanor chuckled softly. "I never thought I would be the center of a crowdfunding campaign. It feels strange but so wonderful at the same time." Livia laughed, her eyes shining with excitement. "You're not just the center of a campaign, you're inspiring others to dream too. Look at all these people who care." Eleanor's smile faded for a moment, replaced by a hint of worry. "But what if we fail? What if I can't make it to see the lights?" Livia squeezed her hand reassuringly. "We won't fail. We'll make it happen, together. And even if we don't reach our goal, what we're doing right now matters. We're sharing your story, and that itself is powerful." The emotional intimacy between them deepened with each passing day. They began to discuss their regrets and dreams more openly. Eleanor shared stories of the art she had created, each piece a reflection of her journey through life. "I painted a mural for my community once," Eleanor recalled, her voice filled with nostalgia. "It was a celebration of life, love, and loss. Everyone contributed in some way, and it brought us all together." Livia listened intently, admiring Eleanor's passion. "That sounds incredible. I wish I could have seen it. Maybe you can help me create something like that again, even if it's just in spirit," Eleanor suggested with a twinkle in her eye. As they worked together to build the campaign, Livia found herself reflecting on her own choices and aspirations. She realized that life was fragile and every moment counted. The urgency of Eleanor's dream became a mirror for her own unfulfilled desires. One night, as the stars twinkled outside Eleanor's window, Livia turned to her and whispered, "We're going to make this happen, Eleanor. I promise." With tears glistening in her eyes, Eleanor replied, "You've already made a difference in my life, Livia. Thank you for believing in me." The room was filled with a quiet warmth as they embraced the fragility of life together. Their bond was not just about the dream of seeing the aurora, it was about understanding the importance of chasing dreams and the beauty of friendship that blossomed in their journey. As the crowdfunding campaign for Eleanor's dream gained momentum, Livia Hartman felt a mix of excitement and dread. The support from the community was overwhelming, but so was the criticism that began to surface. Some community members voiced their concerns loudly, questioning Livia's intentions. They accused her of exploiting Eleanor's vulnerability to gain attention for herself. One afternoon, Livia sat at her small kitchen table, staring at her laptop screen. The bright sunlight filtered through the window, illuminating the worried lines on her face. She clicked on a new message, and her heart sank as she read the harsh words. "How can you ask for money for someone else's dream? It's selfish." The words echoed in her mind, weighing heavily on her. "Why do they think that?" she muttered to herself, frustration bubbling inside her. Later that day, Livia visited Eleanor in the palliative care unit. The atmosphere was usually filled with laughter and stories, but today felt different. As Livia entered, she noticed Eleanor painting, her brush moving gracefully across the canvas. The colors danced together, creating a vibrant scene that filled the room with life. "Hey, Eleanor," Livia said softly, trying to mask her worry. Eleanor looked up, her eyes sparkling with creativity. "Livia, come look at this." She gestured to the painting, her smile wide and genuine. "I'm trying to capture how I feel about the northern lights. It's magical." Livia forced a smile, but her heart was heavy. "It looks amazing. You have such a gift." Eleanor's expression shifted as she sensed Livia's unease. "What's wrong, dear?" Taking a deep breath, Livia sat down beside her. "It's just the campaign. Some people think I'm using you to get attention. They say it's not right." Eleanor paused, her brush hovering above the canvas. "And what do you think?" "I want to help you. That's all I want," Livia replied, her voice trembling slightly. "But now, I feel like I'm letting you down." Eleanor placed her brush down and turned to face Livia. "Listen to me, Livia. You are not letting me down. You are trying to fulfill a dream that matters to both of us. Dreams are worth fighting for." "But what if it costs me my reputation?" Livia asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Eleanor reached out, taking Livia's hand in hers. "You are doing something beautiful. You are giving me hope. Don't let their words take that away from you. We must focus on the light, not the shadows." Livia felt a surge of emotions. Eleanor's strength reminded her of why they started this journey together. "You're right," she said, her confidence slowly returning. "I can't let them stop us. I'm going to confront the criticism. I'm going to show them that this is about you and your dream." Eleanor smiled warmly. "That's the spirit. We will face this together. Hope is stronger than fear." With renewed determination, Livia spent the next few days crafting a response to the criticism. She wrote a heartfelt message explaining the purpose of the campaign, emphasizing Eleanor's spirit and the beauty of their bond. She shared the stories of their conversations, the laughter, and the tears they had shared. When she posted it online, the response was immediate. Many people rallied around them, showing support and love. "We believe in you, Eleanor," one comment read. "This is about making memories, not just a trip," another person added. Livia felt a rush of gratitude and relief. As the days passed, Livia and Eleanor continued to grow closer. They shared more stories and dreams, their laughter echoing through the halls of the care unit. They painted together, adding color to their lives in more ways than one. One evening, as they sat side by side, Eleanor turned to Livia and said, "You see, together we can shine brighter than any criticism. We are on this journey for a reason." Livia nodded, her heart swelling with emotion. "Thank you for believing in me, Eleanor. I won't give up, not now, not ever." And with that promise, they continued to prepare for the adventure that lay ahead, ready to face anything together, united by hope and dreams. The day had finally come. Livia Hartman stood at the entrance of the palliative care unit, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and anxiety. She checked her watch for the third time in 5 minutes. "Eleanor, are you ready?" she called out, her voice echoing in the quiet hallway. Eleanor, her vibrant spirit shining even in the face of her illness, appeared at the door of her room. She wore a bright scarf that danced around her neck like a splash of color against the drab walls. "Ready as I'll ever be," she replied, her eyes sparkling with anticipation. "Let's go see those northern lights." As they walked to the car, Livia took a moment to appreciate the beauty of the day. The sun shone brightly, contrasting sharply with the cold air. Eleanor hopped into the passenger seat, her smile infectious. "I can't believe we're finally doing this," she exclaimed. "I've dreamed of this moment for so long." "Me too," Livia admitted, gripping the steering wheel tightly. "I just hope everything goes smoothly." She felt a twinge of worry, but pushed it aside. This trip was about more than just the lights. It was a chance for Eleanor to experience joy. The journey to the airport was filled with laughter and stories. Eleanor spoke animatedly about her life as an artist, sharing tales of her paintings and the inspiration behind them. "You know, Livia," she said, her voice softening, "art has always been my way of capturing beauty, but I think seeing the aurora will be my greatest masterpiece." Livia smiled, touched by Eleanor's passion. "I can't wait to see it through your eyes," she replied. "You deserve this." As they boarded the plane, Eleanor's excitement bubbled over. "Can you believe we're actually going to Alaska?" she asked, her voice rising with enthusiasm. "I've been waiting for this day for so long." Livia nodded, feeling a warmth in her chest. "It's going to be amazing. Just think of all the snow you'll see." Eleanor laughed. "Snow? I've never even seen snow. This is going to be a whole new experience for me." The flight was filled with a perfect blend of nervousness and joy. Livia took every opportunity to capture the moments, snapping photos of Eleanor's animated expressions, her hands gesturing excitedly as she spoke. "Livia, look." Eleanor pointed out the window as they flew over vast landscapes. "It's beautiful." Livia turned to see the patchwork of fields and mountains below. "It really is," she agreed. "Just wait until you see the aurora. I think it will take your breath away." After what felt like an eternity, they finally landed in Alaska. The cold air hit them like a slap, but Eleanor's laughter rang out, lightening the atmosphere. "This is incredible," she shouted, twirling in the snow that blanketed the ground. Livia laughed, watching Eleanor's joyful dance. "Careful, you'll fall." But Eleanor didn't care. "Let me fall. I want to fall in the snow," she called back, her voice filled with pure delight. As they made their way to their accommodations, the two women faced the challenges of travel together. The roads were icy and the weather unpredictable, but each obstacle was met with laughter and determination. "Do you think we'll really see the lights tonight?" Eleanor asked as they settled into their cozy cabin. "I hope so," Livia replied, her heart fluttering with hope. "The forecast says it's a good night for it." Eleanor's eyes gleamed with anticipation. "I can't wait. It feels like a dream coming true." As night fell, they bundled up in layers of clothing, ready to face the cold. The excitement in the air was palpable, and Livia could hardly contain her own thrill. "This is it, Eleanor. We're going to see something magical," she said, her voice filled with emotion. Eleanor nodded, her expression serious for a moment. "No matter what happens, Livia, thank you for making this happen. You've given me a gift I will cherish forever." Livia smiled, her heart swelling with warmth. "We've shared this journey together, Eleanor. It's been just as much for me as it has been for you." Together, they stepped outside, their breath visible in the chilly air. The stars twinkled above them, and as they gazed into the vast expanse of the night sky, both women felt the weight of hope and dreams hanging in the air, ready to be fulfilled. The night had finally arrived. Livia and Eleanor stood outside, bundled in warm layers, their breath visible in the crisp air. The sky was a deep, dark blue, speckled with stars. Livia felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as she glanced at Eleanor, who was gazing upward, her eyes wide with wonder. "Are you ready?" Livia asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Eleanor nodded, her smile bright in the soft glow of their flashlights. "I have waited for this my whole life," she replied. "It feels like a dream." As they stood together, the world around them grew quieter, as if nature itself was holding its breath. Then, suddenly, the first hints of green began to swirl across the sky. It was subtle at first, a gentle glow that danced like a shy child. Livia's heart raced. "Look," Livia exclaimed, pointing at the sky. "It's starting." Eleanor's eyes filled with tears as she watched the lights come to life. "Oh, Livia, it's beautiful. I can't believe I'm actually seeing this," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. The aurora boreal expanded across the sky, vibrant shades of green, pink, and purple swirling together in an enchanting display. Livia felt a rush of joy, knowing they had made this moment possible. "It's like the universe is painting just for you," Livia said softly, her gaze fixed on Eleanor's face, illuminated by the dancing lights. Eleanor laughed, a sound full of joy and disbelief. "It's even more than I imagined. I always thought it was just a story, something people talked about but never really saw." As the lights shimmered above, Eleanor reflected on her life. "You know, Livia, I have spent so much time worrying about my art and my illness, but standing here, watching this, I feel free, like all my worries are gone." Livia turned to her, sensing the weight of the moment. "You deserve this freedom, Eleanor. You have shared so much beauty with the world. It's time for you to feel it too." Eleanor wiped away a tear, smiling through her emotions. "You have changed my life, Livia. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. Thank you for making this happen." Livia felt a warmth spread through her heart. "I didn't just do this for you. You've inspired me too. I thought I was just a nurse, but now I see that my job is about more than just caring for bodies. It's about nurturing souls and helping dreams come true." As the aurora danced above them, Livia squeezed Eleanor's hand tightly. "This is your moment. Let the lights wash over you. Let them fill your heart." Eleanor closed her eyes for a moment, letting the experience envelop her. "I can feel it," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "Every color, every movement. It's like a part of me is becoming one with the sky." Livia watched in awe as Eleanor transformed before her eyes, the weight of her illness lifting, replaced by a lightness that seemed to radiate from within. "You're beautiful, Eleanor," she said, her voice filled with admiration. "You were always beautiful." Eleanor opened her eyes, glistening with tears of joy. "And you, Livia, are my angel. You have given me the greatest gift of all, hope." As the night wore on, the aurora continued to swirl above, creating a symphony of colors. They stood together, side by side, lost in the beauty of the moment. The world around them faded away, leaving only the two of them and the lights above. Livia realized then that this journey was about more than just seeing the aurora. It was about the bond they had formed, the love they had shared, and the courage to dream. The lights danced with a vibrancy that mirrored their friendship, a reminder that even in the darkest times, beauty could emerge. As the night drew to a close, they stood in silence, hearts full. The legacy of their journey would echo in their lives forever, a testament to the power of dreams, friendship, and the incredible beauty of life. Share this story if you believe that friendship can illuminate even the darkest moments. Leave a comment about a time when a shared experience transformed your life, and subscribe for more inspiring tales like this one.